Lots of news to talk about, especially update on the start of the season. What is up, Finn fans, football fans, fans of sports? How y'all doing out there today on this Sunday, late Sunday? Normally don't make a video on Sunday unless the Dolphins are playing a game and you get my post-reaction video. But today is a big day because, for one, the new CBA was approved by the players, which means it will be in place for this season and next season, which means we will guaranteed get football in 2021. There's some signings that I want to talk about. There is some tenders that I want to talk about, and talk about the league year and potentially the draft. Is it going to change? But before we jump into that stuff, I got two new Patreons I want to shout out, and I want to thank very, very, very much. That is Joe Halt and Daniel Grafton, my two new MVP Patreons, $20 Patreons. Thank you guys so much. Now, you guys might be asking yourself, Doug, what the flip flap and the flim flam is a Patreon? Essentially, it's not 20, it's however much. There's different tiers. It's a monthly payment that you get special privileges and special things by being a Patreon. Right now, I have a Discord going, and all my Patreons are in there. We kind of have chats and stuff. They talk about things, all that great stuff, and I have some more big things for the bigger Patreons. Also, you might be asking, well, Doug, why start a Patreon? Well, my last video, if you guys remember, I talked about what is going on in the world right now and how it's affecting sports. And I mentioned the name of something that's affecting the world and affecting sports. And if you notice, I'm not saying the name of that something that's affecting the world and affecting sports, because by me naming it, by me putting it in the title of my video, and by me tagging it in my video, I was demonetized. The way YouTube works is you cannot talk about specific things, especially touchy subjects, or you'll be limited or completely demonetized of your video. And being the fact that I talked about that specific something, if you guys notice, I'm not saying it again because I'd like to get paid, my video was demonetized. So last video, if you notice, there's no ads, no nothing in it. That's because I said the name of what's happening in the world today, and I got demonetized. So Patreons help me out for situations like that. They also help me out with continuing to grow this channel and make this channel the best that it possibly can. A lot of this stuff that you see is because of you guys, and I always thank you, and I always show my support to you guys. But before we jump into the news about the NFL and all that great stuff, it's the weekend. I want to give you guys some trivia. What veteran quarterback wore uniform number 15 for the Miami Dolphins from 1972 to 1976? So which Dolphins quarterback wore number 15 from 72 to 76? I know some of my older subscribers will know that answer. I'll talk about it before comment of the day. So let's jump into this thing. There was some signings today. There was some signings and some tradings today. I want to get through that. Then I want to talk about who the Dolphins tender. Then we'll talk about the league. So some of the signings: Costanzo, the left tackle for the Colts. He re-signed with them. Kind of predicted that. Kind of knew that was coming. That's why I didn't really talk about him coming to the Dolphins. 2 years, $33 million. Safety McCourty for the Patriots re-signs with them. 2 year, $23 million, $17 million guaranteed. Calais Campbell was traded from the Jacksonville Jaguars to the Baltimore Ravens, who also franchise tagged their outside linebacker, Judon. So they're stacking up to do something. They probably saw what they could have done last season, had that far run, and then they ran into the Tennessee Titans, who just shut them down. So they traded Calais Campbell to the Baltimore Ravens for the Baltimore Ravens' 5th-round pick this year, and then the Baltimore Ravens re-signed Calais Campbell to a 2-year, $25 million, $20 million guaranteed with a $2 million incentive for this upcoming season. And then, of course, you guys want to get my opinion on this. You guys want to know what I'm thinking, being that I'm a Miami Dolphins channel. Forgot to put my flag up, but hey, what are you going to do about it? Tennessee Titans re-signed Ryan Tannehill to a 4-year, $118 million contract, $29.5 million guarantee. My opinion on that, my thought on that, good for you, Ryan Tannehill. Good for you. I am very glad that he got this contract and he got more money from another team, not my team. But I will say this, Ryan Tannehill had a very, very good year this season. He really showed that with the right things around him, with a steady running game and with a defense that can really shut things down, he could do something. The one thing I'll say, and again, you could take this as a criticism. You can, ooh, in the comment section. I'm expecting it from Titan fans, even Dolphin fans that really love Ryan Tannehill. I got to see him do it again. I got to see him do it 2 years in a row. So I'm glad he got his contract extension. I'm glad he got his money, the $29.5 million guaranteed. I think the first 2 years of his contract are like pretty much fully guaranteed. I want to see him do it again. I want to see him prosper, get back to that spot. I want to see him do it again. So, like I said, very good, Ryan Tannehill. Tip of the cap to you. Well deserved. Now let's talk about the Miami Dolphins. Ryan Tannehill's not on the Miami Dolphins anymore, so I don't feel like talking about Ryan Tannehill anymore because he's not on the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins tendered 2 of our restricted free agents. One being the punter, Matt Hack. I call him Matt Hack. Some of you guys say it's Hawk. I don't care. He was... Hold on. Before I get to that, it's an original round tender. I'll talk about that, what that is in a second. And they also tendered Vince Beagle. Now, what that means for an original round tender is we are tendering them for the round that they were drafted in. So for Matt Hawk, whatever it is, he was undrafted. What it gives us is the opportunity to match a contract if another team tries to sign them. So if someone tries to steal Matt Hawk from us and say they offer him like $2 million a year and the Dolphins like, we'll give you $3 million, and then he comes back to us, that's a possibility. But if we don't, especially with him who's undrafted, if we're like, nah, that's good, we don't get anything in return. But for Vince Beagle, that's a horse of a different color. Now, I think we have him on the books now, being that he's tendered for $2.13 million. But if another team offers him, say, $5, $6, $7, $8, $9 million a year, and the Dolphins decide that's too much for us, then that team that signs him has to give us their 4th round pick this year, being that he was a 4th round draft pick. So that's what the original round tender goes for. Whatever round they were drafted for, that's what we get if we decide, okay, you can sign with another team. But I could see, and I'm hearing that the Dolphins are trying to sign Vince to a multi-year deal. It's not getting anywhere right now, but I'm excited, and I hope it gets done. So let's talk about the new CBA. That happened this morning, or was it last night? It was either last night or this morning. It was approved. The players voted on it, and it was approved 1,019 yeses to 959 noes. That is a close margin. 60 votes doesn't seem like that close of a margin, but it's a very close margin when you look at the grand scheme of things. So that's it. There's a new CBA. I think it's for 11 years, so we're good. We don't have to worry about no football next year. We don't have to worry about any of that stuff. So it's very good. Now I'm going to talk about what this new CBA entails. There's some underlining things, but I'm going to break it down in a nutshell. There can only be one tag for each team, meaning you can't transition tag somebody and you can't franchise tag somebody. You can either do one or the other, which gives a lot of freedom to these players, especially potential free agents, to make their money. It's now going to be 17 games. I don't think it's going to happen this year. It's too soon, but 2021, 17 games, which means one less free preseason game, one extra game. So essentially, the season will probably start in August instead of September. Just add that one game on, still keep the December, January playoff time. There will be 14 playoff teams instead of 12. So now you have 3 wild cards on each side, and then there's only one first-round bye that goes to the number 1 seed. Other than that, everyone's playing. You get 6 wild card games, and you get more football, which us as Dolphin fans and football fans probably really happy about, especially us Dolphin fans, because it gives you a better chance of making the playoffs and when they add that extra wild card, especially those teams that have gone 10 wins, 11 wins, and didn't make the wild card, didn't even make the playoffs, like in 2008 with the New England Patriots. It's good for them. Increases the game day roster to 48 man and has to be at least 8 offensive linemen, which is good, especially for the Dolphins. We tend to have offensive linemen fall like flies on us. Increases the minimum player salary, which again, this is probably some of the things that helped a lot of those 60 votes swing, is some of these things that I'm about to talk about now, the minimum player salary, and it increases the benefits for active and former players. That's probably one of the things that really helped swing that 60-player vote, and increases practice squad size and eligibility, which means normally you have to be within 3-4 years of your league year. Like, so from you being drafted, undrafted, whatever, 3 to 4 years, that's your eligibility to be practice squad. I think that's expanding now. so we can have players that are in the league for 5 years maybe can be eligible for the practice squad. And overall players cost per club this season is $242.9 million. The salary cap is going to be $198.2 million. That differential of about $44 million, give or take, is benefits performance-based pool. That's all going to be money for the players. And honestly, I think that last chunk, the minimum salary, the benefits, the practice squad ability, and all that money is what swung that 60-player vote. Also, you're going to get a lot less contact practice. You might get less practice, which the coaches are probably not happy about. And then you're also, I think that it's going to be until probably about week 4 or 5 that your team is going to start performing and playing the way you expect them to, because it's going to take a hot minute for these people to gel and get used to the contact and all that stuff, because a lot of this practice stuff is going to be taken back, and a lot of the practices aren't going to be as physical as they used to be for the player safety. And like I said, I feel like that's the reason that 60-player vote swung to the yeses and made it approved. We got a new CBA for 11 years. This is the way it's going to be for the next 11 years, 17 games, which means it's going to be 18 weeks of football, 1 bye week. I don't know. They might add another one in there, but from right now, they haven't said anything. And 14 playoff teams, better chance of making the playoffs, better chance of getting in the tournament, better chance of surprising a lot of people, like the New York Giants did that one year, getting in on the wild card, end up beating the Patriots in the Super Bowl. But that's the new CBA. Now, you guys want to know, hey, Doug, free agency, what's going on? Is it starting on Wednesday? Is the tampering period starting tomorrow? What is going on? It's official. The NFL has released their memos. The league year is starting Wednesday, and the tampering period starting tomorrow at noon. We already got about 4 signings. We got a few more that I didn't talk about. But it's official. The league year is starting Wednesday. They will not push it back. And I'm hearing that a lot of their thought processes that is right now what is going on in the world. Again, I can't say it or I get demonetized. What's going on in the world right now might get worse. I'm not saying it will. I'm not talking about it because a lot of people, especially in the comment section, are making this political. It's not. So I'm not talking about whether it will or won't, but the NFL's thought process is it could get worse before it gets better. They don't want to push it back and then have to push it back more and more. And then all of a sudden the league year kind of gets screwed. So the league year is going to start Wednesday, and essentially tomorrow at noon is the tampering period. Tomorrow at 11:59 is the last time you can franchise tag players. Now, the draft is a horse of a different color. The draft, on the other hand, they're talking about potentially moving that. We don't know yet. They haven't made any definite decisions. They haven't said yes or no. They got a hot minute to do it. They got all of March. Pretty much good. They got about a month till the draft, but they might move it to May. They might make some type of movement for it. We don't know. They might not be in Vegas anymore because of the size of the crowd. We don't know. I guess they're really monitoring what's going on. Again, I can't say the name of it. So we will see. But that is pretty much the breaking news. League year's going to start Wednesday. CBA got pushed through. Dolphins tendered 2 new people. A lot of people signed. Tannehill got a huge contract. Good on you, Tannehill. And I got 2 new Patreons, and I can't say the name of what's happening in the world today. So be sure to comment below. Let me know what you guys think. I want to know what you guys think about tendering Matt and Vince. What do you guys think about their tendering? What do you guys think of the new CBA? Are you guys excited for the league year to start Wednesday, tomorrow? Like I said, tampering period starts. I don't expect the Dolphins to be super splashy as soon as the league starts. Also, before I jump into that, there's rumors that the Dolphins want Melvin Gordon again. I said I wouldn't mind that as long as it didn't break the bank. Give him about $7 million a year. But we'll see. That's the rumor going around right now, is that they really want Melvin Gordon. But be sure to comment below. Let me know what you guys think, and I'm going to get to one of your guys' comments of the day. But before I get to that, answer to the trivia question, what veteran quarterback wore number 15 from 72 to 76? It's Earl Morrall. Earl Morrall. But let's get to comment of the day. And this comment comes from Mark Jefferson. And this is what Mark had to say to me. They also visited Jordan Love and J.K. Dobbins. Definitely believe they're going to be going to go one of those routes. Now, what he's talking about is last week, before all the players and the NFL and the world league-wide kind of said, let's hunker down, no visitations from college players, no stop scouting, stop moving around, just hunker down. The Dolphins had J.K. Dobbins come in. but he trains down in Florida, so that wasn't that hard. And they brought Jordan Love in real quick, snuck him right in real quick to see all that stuff, see how he's doing, talk with him, do all that stuff. Do I think that's a big deal to bring in Jordan Love and J.K. Dobbins? Do I think the Miami Dolphins are going to be taking Jordan Love and J.K. Dobbins? No. I do not think that's not saying that they will, not saying they won't, but to speculate that, oh, they brought these two in, so they're going to draft them, I don't think that's necessarily true, because I've seen a lot of teams, especially the Dolphins, draft players they haven't even met, because it depends on how the draft falls. Player you might have met got taken before your pick, and then all of a sudden you see somebody else who might have been better on your board fall to you, and you haven't met them yet because you didn't get the chance. Then you draft them. So just because the Dolphins brought in Jordan Love and J.K. Dobbins doesn't necessarily mean that those are the routes they're going. But hey, if they take J.K. Dobbins with the 28th pick or the first pick in the second round, I would be happy with that. Him, Swift, Taylor, I'm good. I'm good with that. So thank you for the comment, Mark Jefferson. I hope you guys are staying safe out there. Be sure to follow me on Twitter. As soon as news breaks, I say this every time, I'm tweeting it out. So all day today, as news was breaking with the signings, with the CBA, with all that stuff, I was tweeting it out before I can sit down and make a video for you. So be sure to go follow me on Twitter. Also, check out the community section of the page, because I will also be putting stuff there, especially with the tampering period starting. Check out the Bet Boys. Great channel, great gaming channel. I'm on there with my other two friends. It's my second channel. It's my baby. Be sure to go check it out. Other than that, give this video a thumbs up. Boys, less than 24 hours, tampering period starts. Wednesday, the league starts. This is the offseason of the Miami Dolphins. Most cap space, most draft picks. Give this video a thumbs up because you're excited and you like the content. Check out DolphinsTalk.com. Very great site I'm associated with. Great Dolphin content on there. Go check it out. Other than that, hit the subscribe button. You don't hit the subscribe button, you don't hit the bell, and hit all. You won't know when I put a new video out or when I go live next weekend. Sunday instead of Saturday. I am busy Saturday, so it'll be next Sunday. But be sure to hit that subscribe button. Be sure to hit the bell. Other than that, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Tampering period starts tomorrow. If the Dolphins make a move, if the Dolphins are projected or in agreement with a player, I will get you guys a video. Tom Brady news, any NFL news, I will try to get you guys a video tomorrow in a timely manner. But other than that, I will see you guys tomorrow. But like usual, stay classy. Fins up.